Hello, beautiful Taurus souls. Welcome back to the Inner Secrets. Have you ever felt grounded, like the earth itself? That you were born to build, to nurture, to create lasting beauty all around you? If you're a Taurus woman, with a heart as steadfast as the mountains and a soul as fertile as a spring garden, I have something incredibly important to share with you today. Something destined. Before we dive in, I want to ask you something. Tell me in the comments below, what makes you feel most secure and at peace in your life, Taurus? Just a few words. Let's create a space of shared stability and trust right here, right now. Because what I'm about to reveal, it's deeply connected to those very core values within you. You know, Taurus, you weren't led to this video by chance. In the vast tapestry of the universe, there are no coincidences, especially for souls as connected to the earth as you are. You, the builders of life, the seekers of stability, the ones who cherish simple, lasting beauty, you are here for a reason. Think about it. Have you been feeling a shift lately? A subtle tremor in the foundation of your life? Perhaps a quiet whisper in your heart that something significant is on the horizon? I can feel it too. There's an energy building, a turning point approaching. It's like the changing of seasons, slow and steady, not to disrupt your life, but to awaken a part of you, a part that has been patiently waiting for its moment. Let's take a moment together, shall we, Taurus? Just breathe. Inhale deeply with me now. Feel that air filling your lungs. Hold it for just a moment and exhale slowly, releasing any tension, any worry. Imagine you're stepping out into the garden after a rain shower. The air is fresh and the earth is damp. That first breath, that feeling of freshness and vitality, that's the energy we're inviting in right now. Because what I'm about to share isn't just a prediction, it's a sacred invitation, a personal call from the universe, designed specifically for you, the Taurus woman who has persevered, who has loved with all her heart, and who always finds her way back to her own inner beauty without ever demanding recognition in return. You see, Taurus, you are among the chosen ones. Not chosen for suffering, absolutely not, but chosen for transformation. There's a profound difference, isn't there? You don't just skim the surface of emotions, you root deeply into them. You don't just experience pain, you understand it, you empathize with it in a way that others often can't grasp. You feel the unspoken burdens of the world, even when your own heart is carrying its own weight. And because of this incredible depth, when the universe decides to bestow something truly extraordinary upon you, it's not random. It's a miracle in motion, a plan set in place long ago, patiently waiting for you to reach this point of strength, this moment of readiness. I know, and the universe sees, the silent journey you've walked, the unseen battles, the quiet moments of resilience when you whispered to yourself, just a little longer, I can do this. The times you smiled outwardly while inside, your heart felt like it was quietly cracking. But you know what, Taurus? The universe, it sees everything. Nothing escapes its loving gaze. And today, right now, a new chapter is unfolding for you. Not just a turn of the page, but a whole new volume, waiting to be opened. And it's not to be opened with your hands, but with your heart. A heart that is finally learning to love itself with the same boundless compassion it offers the world. A heart ready to prioritize its own sacred truth. Have you ever felt forgotten? like the world is spinning on and you're standing still, caught in a current of unnamed sorrow? If that resonates with you, listen closely, my dear Taurus. You were never forgotten. You were never alone. In those very moments you felt most lost, when you questioned everything, that's when the most brilliant, divine light was rewriting your destiny. You just couldn't see it yet. And perhaps, just perhaps, this very video, right here, right now, is the sign you've been praying for. Those silent prayers whispered in the lonely hours, yearning for someone, anyone, to just say, "I see you, I hear you, I believe in you." If you've ever had that moment, even once, that deep longing for recognition and understanding, I have a request. Please, in the comments below, share a few words. Not just for me, but for all the other Taurus women who are seeking solace and connection in this space. Your story, your experience, that light you carry within you, it might be the very thing that saves another soul, silently struggling in the shadows. You never know the ripple effect of your truth. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, Inner Secrets, what is coming? What's this urgent message you're talking about? Well, Taurus, prepare yourself, because there's a sacred event approaching. A major turning point, a twist of fate, if you will. It's arriving quietly, subtly, but with a force powerful enough to forever alter the version of yourself you thought you were destined to become. And this is reserved only for souls as deep, as real, as inherently strong as you are, Taurus. So please, stay with me. Don't click away. This journey is just beginning. And right now, we're going to delve into a vital part of this unfolding story. The challenge that lies ahead, yes, but even more importantly, the radiant light that shines behind the storm. You know, there are pains that go unseen, unheard. Pains that exist as tangibly as the very breath we take. I call them silent storms. And Taurus women, you have walked through these storms, often alone, in silence, with hearts as steadfast as the earth, yet wounded by experiences that felt like no one even noticed. How many times have you felt like collapsing, yet dared not cry out loud, afraid of appearing fragile, of burdening others? How often have you shouldered the blame, absorbed the negativity, just to protect those around you, even when you were the one who needed protection? The universe, Taurus, it hears those silent cries. It witnesses those unseen struggles. It hears them louder and clearer than any spoken word. And perhaps that's why you're here right now. Not just to find an answer, but to receive a profound confirmation. A confirmation that everything you've been through, every tear you've shed, was never, ever meaningless. Those emotions you were sometimes scolded for, labeled as too sensitive, too much, they are, in truth, your most sacred spiritual gift. A gift bestowed only upon those born to love unconditionally, to feel the world with extraordinary depth. I truly believe that no pain enters our lives without carrying a message from the universe. Each time you rise after being knocked down, Taurus, the light within you becomes even purer, even brighter. Every time you choose forgiveness over resentment, you elevate your soul to a higher plane of healing and understanding. The world may mistake gentleness for weakness, but we know the truth, don't we? It's that very gentleness, that unwavering compassion, that holds humanity together, preventing it from freezing under the weight of unspoken sorrows. You, Taurus, you've always believed in goodness, even when the world wasn't always good to you. You've silently prayed for those who caused you pain. You've smiled at others even as your own heart was breaking. And if you've ever wondered if anyone noticed, if the universe saw your quiet strength, then this is your confirmation. Yes, Taurus, it was seen, it is seen. And no one, absolutely no one, can steal that light from you. No one can extinguish that inherent kindness, because it is the purest weapon, the most potent force the universe grants to souls like yours. And here's a beautiful paradox. That very kindness, that gentleness, is also the strongest shield. It protects you from the darkest aspects of life more effectively than any armor ever could. Pause for a moment with me again. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Recall a time in your life when you felt like you couldn't go on. You were at your edge, ready to give up. But then, something held you back. A sudden message, a kind word from a stranger, a gentle glance across a crowded space, a vivid dream, a breath that felt deeper, longer than usual. Something, seemingly small, saved you. Do you remember that moment, that subtle intervention? If you've ever been pulled back from the brink by something seemingly insignificant, then you know deep down that you too carry a light capable of saving others. And perhaps your words, written down, shared with the world, might be the very lifeline someone else is silently praying for right now. You see, Taurus, the universe never forgets those who love with their whole heart. Never. And here's the miracle. When you thought you had reached the end, it was actually the beginning. That moment of despair, that feeling of being lost, it was the prelude to everything falling into place in a divine order, a plan far more sacred and magnificent than you could have ever imagined. You've been patient. You've been kind. You haven't given up, even when every fiber of your being wanted to. And because of that, I need you to know this. A gift is coming. A gift uniquely and exquisitely crafted for you. Something no one else can receive, because it is woven from all the threads of your journey, from the things you've lost, from the hopes you held but never saw fulfilled. A meeting, an opportunity, something that will touch your soul so deeply it will remind you, I was never alone. It's coming, Taurus. It's been sent long ago, just waiting for the perfect, divinely ordained moment to arrive. And that moment is now. Because at the very instant you feel like you can't take another step, destiny begins to move closer. An arrangement, a convergence of events, guided by your intuition, by your quiet faith, by that heart that has never, ever stopped beating, even until this very day. We've weathered the storm, Taurus, and ahead is the light. Come with me now to the next part of our journey, where the wheel of fate begins to turn. A reward, a confirmation, a gift from the universe, waiting for you to open your hands and receive it without fear, without hesitation. Because this time, it's unequivocally yours. Some changes arrive like a tempest, fierce and sudden, leaving us unprepared. But others arrive gently, like a soft breeze brushing against your heart, like a whisper from your very soul. And only those who are quiet enough, attuned enough, can truly hear them. For Taurus, I believe that the greatest blessings rarely come with fanfare or noise. They arrive through empathy, through a knowing gaze, through intuition, through a feeling you can't quite name, but you know in your depths, this is it. This is the moment I've been waiting for my whole life. I see before you, Taurus, a wheel turning, not hurried, not chaotic, but slowly, deliberately, almost secretly. It is the wheel of destiny, A quiet, yet profoundly powerful shift. It doesn't ask if you're ready. It simply turns when your soul has accumulated enough experience, enough wisdom to truly understand. Everything that comes to you now, Taurus, is ultimately meant to lead you back to yourself, back to the truest essence of who you are. And when this wheel begins to turn, something significant will happen. A door will open. Someone might walk into your life. An invitation will be extended. A tiny sign, seemingly insignificant to the outside world, but powerful enough to awaken your entire intuition. And that intuition, that sacred gift bestowed upon Taurus, it will always recognize what is true, even before your mind can fully grasp it. I have met so many women like you, Taurus, gentle souls, silently sowing seeds of love everywhere they go. Always the listener, the giver, the sacrificer, the understanding one. But often also the one who waits the longest to receive in return. But I've learned something profound. Witnessing journeys like yours, the universe never forgets anyone. It may step back, seemingly silent, but it's only to clear the path for you. It stays quiet to give you the space to heal, to gather your strength. And it waits patiently until you are strong enough to reach for your gift, not out of desperation or fear of losing it, but because you know with absolute certainty that you are worthy. Life doesn't promise to be easy, no, but it does promise to be fair, especially to those who live with honest hearts. Everything you've gone through, Taurus, wasn't just to shape you into the deep, compassionate soul you are. It was also so you could use your own story, your own journey, to touch the hearts of others in a way no book, no lecture ever could. Because the truest gift from the universe sometimes isn't what we want, but precisely what our soul needs at the perfect time, with the perfect person, in the perfect way. Just imagine, Taurus, waking up tomorrow and someone steps into your life, not to fix you, not to change you, but to love all those parts of you that you once perceived as flaws. They don't need you to be strong. They simply need you to be you. Or maybe, just maybe, when you're on the verge of giving up on a long-held dream, thinking it's too late, a door unexpectedly opens, giving you a renewed reason to believe, not because you forced it to happen, but because you finally let go of fear and started to believe, truly believe, that you are worthy of something beautiful. These very things, Taurus, these subtle yet profound miracles, they are coming closer than you think, and they don't come to everyone, only to those who are patient enough, honest enough with their own feelings, brave enough to walk through pain without letting it extinguish their faith. And if, right now, you could wish for one thing from the universe, what would be the whisper from your heart? A new beginning? Forgiveness? A long overdue apology? Or perhaps a connection with a stranger, a soul you've always felt connected to, even without meeting? I invite you, Taurus, to write that wish down. Write it for the universe, write it for yourself, write it for another Taurus woman who is also reading these words, yearning to hear that she's not alone on this awakening journey. And when that gift arrives, and it will, you'll know. You won't need anyone to confirm it, because your heart will simply say, "This is it. This is the reward I've been waiting for, and I am ready." But you know what, Taurus? The universe doesn't just want you to receive the gift. It also wants you to let go, because you can't hold the light if your hands are still full of shadows. No one can truly embrace peace if their heart still clings to what once caused them pain. Let's step into the next part of our journey together now, Taurus. Here, will learn to gently release what no longer aligns with your soul, to open your arms to a new beginning, one that doesn't carry the heavy burdens of the past. Because behind every release, every act of letting go, lies a powerful rebirth. Dear Taurus woman, it's time. Time to stop pretending to be strong when you feel fragile. No more pretending you're okay when inside you've longed to cry out. No more holding on to things that weigh your heart down like stone, simply because you think you have to be strong to keep going. I know you've forgiven so many times, Taurus, not because they necessarily deserved it, but because your own heart simply couldn't bear the weight of resentment. You've held on to painful memories, not because you couldn't let go, but because you still held on to a flicker of hope that someone would change, someone would return, someone would finally realize the incredible beauty of what they had. But my dear Taurus, today, the universe is whispering, don't spend another day placing your hopes on someone else's shoulders. Today, the universe is calling you back to yourself, to place your hopes, your dreams, your faith firmly and lovingly in your own capable hands. Because true healing, Taurus, it doesn't begin when someone returns. True healing begins when you choose to walk away from the places, the patterns, the relationships that made you question your own inherent worth. I used to be like you, Taurus, holding on to unhealthy connections, believing that if I just loved enough, deeply enough, patiently enough, they would change. I thought if I could heal them, somehow they would finally learn to love me back in the way I deserved. But then I realized a profound truth. We weren't born to save others. We were born to live in our own truth, even if that truth makes others uncomfortable. And you, Taurus woman, with that heart overflowing with compassion, you don't need to endure to prove your love. You don't have to sacrifice yourself, your own well-being, to hold on to something that no longer deserves the radiant light within you. Letting go, Taurus, is not the end. Letting go is a silent but incredibly powerful declaration. I choose peace. I choose freedom. I choose me. You are not betraying anyone by choosing to love yourself first. You are not selfish for setting boundaries with what hurts your heart. And you are certainly not weak when you cry. Because sometimes, Taurus, tears are the bravest affirmation of a soul that is growing, that is evolving, that is bravely choosing its own path. Have you ever asked yourself, if I let go, will anyone still stay? Maybe not, Taurus. Maybe some people will leave, but the one person who will stay, who will always stay, is you. And you deserve to be loved without having to sacrifice yourself until you are empty. You deserve to walk into a new chapter of life where peace is no longer a luxury, but the very standard of a heart that finally knows how to love itself rightly. So today, Taurus, what are you ready to let go of? A relationship that once brought you pain, an expectation that no longer reflects who you are becoming, a burden of pain you've carried for so long, it's become almost like a part of your very body. Write it down, Taurus, not to prove anything to anyone else, but as a small, sacred ritual, a way of whispering to the universe, I've held this long enough. Today, I choose to let it go. And you don't have to do this alone anymore. You are seen, you are supported, and you are absolutely allowed to release. Because when you let go, Taurus, a new space will open, a quiet stillness, as soft as mist, as pure as the first light after the rain. And in that space, where your hands are no longer clinging to what once was, the greatest reward will arrive, rebirth. Not a broken version of yourself trying to repair the cracks, but an entirely new you, born from honesty, courage, and a profound, unwavering love for yourself. Keep walking with me now, Taurus, into the next part of this journey, where the miracle truly begins, where the light not only returns to your life, but begins to shine from within you, in a way that no one, nothing, can ever extinguish. You don't have to try to be the light, Taurus, because you already are the light. It's always been there. It's just that there were moments when pain, exhaustion, and the expectations of others clouded that inner purity. But now, as you release, as you decide to walk away from what no longer serves you, you don't lose anything essential. You simply create an empty space. And from that very space, something truly magical begins to grow. It isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself with trumpets. It doesn't bring instant, overwhelming brilliance. It simply arrives, quietly. Perhaps it arrives on a morning when you wake up, look in the mirror, and realize it doesn't hurt in that same place anymore. Maybe it's an unexpected message from a friend. Maybe it's a stranger offering a helping hand as you cross a crowded street. Maybe it's an opportunity that seems small at first glance, but it ignites a feeling deep within. I am seen. That's how miracles often come, Taurus. Not as something external that arrives to save you, but from within, when you finally decide to stop waiting for someone else and begin saving yourself. When you choose to love yourself again. When you stop blaming yourself for past mistakes. When you start speaking kindly to your own soul, as if you were holding a fragile child, your younger self, in your arms. I used to think miracles only happened to other people, Taurus. I used to feel like I was always standing outside the stories of happiness, watching from afar. But then one day, I dared to walk away from a relationship that made me feel small. I dared to say no to things that made logical sense, but didn't feel right in my heart. And the light began to return, not from the outside world, but from deep within me. I realized then, Taurus, miracles are always here. They simply need you to believe that you are worthy of receiving them. And you, Taurus woman, you have begun to touch that truth. You don't need to seek grand gestures or dramatic events. Just start to feel again the beauty in the small things. Gentleness returns. Gratitude blossoms quietly, like a flower after a gentle night rain. And life no longer feels like a series of things to endure, but becomes a soft, flowing current, where you live in sync with your own heartbeat. Have you ever wished for something long ago, Taurus, then forgotten it, buried it deep because you thought it was too late? Have you ever let go of a dream simply because someone once told you that you weren't enough? The universe hasn't forgotten those things. It has recorded every tear, every unspoken prayer, every time you smiled bravely just to keep from burdening others with your sadness. And now, Taurus, one by one, piece by piece, those forgotten dreams, those unspoken longings, they are being returned to you. Not exactly as they were before, no, but gentler, deeper, not to overwhelm you, but to find shelter within you, to nurture your soul. If you can feel that something is starting to shift, even just a small stirring inside, let yourself name it, Taurus. Name the joy, name the gratitude, because miracles expand faster, they bloom more fully when we dare to recognize them with faith, with open hearts. And you know what else, Taurus? When you are reborn, the world around you begins to change too. Not because things suddenly become easier, but because you no longer tremble before hardship. You've learned to walk in the light, even when the road ahead is still uncertain. You, Taurus woman, have learned to love yourself with the same boundless compassion you used to pour out onto others. You've chosen to forgive, not because they necessarily deserve it, but because you deserve peace. You've opened your heart to the future, not because you've forgotten the past, but because you now understand true light always waits just behind what you are brave enough to release. And now, Taurus, I invite you into the final part of this journey with me. Not an end, but an affirmation, a sacred wish for the new life you are stepping into. To know, deep in your soul, that from this moment on, you no longer have to walk alone. Let us walk together to this final affirmation, where you declare your return to yourself, express gratitude for all that has been, and whisper to the universe, I am ready. And Taurus woman, you don't have to wait for some special day to start living the life your heart has always yearned for. Because that day is today, and that moment is right now. As you sit there, quietly listening, place your hand over your heart. Feel that gentle beat. It's not just the rhythm of life, it's a powerful reminder you are still here, despite all the days when it felt impossible to keep going. And for everything you've been through, Taurus, I want to offer you an affirmation, not just to soothe, but to awaken the ancient power that has always resided within you. A soft power, yes, quiet and gentle, but utterly, undeniably undefeated. I am worthy of love. Fully, gently, and deeply, I open my heart to receive all the goodness that is coming to me, because the light within me has never truly gone out. I forgive not only those who have hurt me, but also myself, for the days when I didn't yet fully understand who I was. I am a Taurus soul, born to build, born to nurture, born to bring beauty to the world, even if the world sometimes struggles to name the magic I carry. You can read these words every morning, Taurus. Write them down and place them where you can see them, or simply whisper them in your heart as a way to remind your soul, I have returned, and this time I am no longer walking in the dark. The universe knows you're here, Taurus. It knows you've been tired. It knows you've loved unconditionally, forgiven beyond what seemed possible, and chosen gentleness even when you deserved so much more protection. And today, the universe wants to tell you one thing. Thank you. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for choosing healing over resentment. Thank you for remaining gentle, even when you had every reason to close yourself off. You were once the one who loved what no one else dared to love. You were once the one who embraced mistakes that went unnoticed. You were once silently strong, just hoping someone would come and say, I'm proud of you. So let me be that someone today, Taurus. I am proud of you. Proud that you made it through what no one else knew. Proud that you never stopped believing in something beautiful, even when the world tried to extinguish all hope. And if you've stayed with me until the end of this journey, if your heart feels touched, if you simply feel heard, please leave a thank you to yourself in the comments. Write just one sentence. It doesn't have to be long, just honest, because you never know, someone out there might need to read your exact words to believe they still have a reason to keep going. This journey, Taurus, it doesn't end here. It's just the beginning. But this time, it's a different kind of journey. A journey where you no longer carry the burdens of who you are no longer meant to be. A journey where you no longer strive to become someone else, but simply return to the pure and magical soul you've always been. I believe in you, Taurus. I believe you will build, you will nurture, and you will shine. Not as someone others want you to be, but as the authentic, radiant soul you were born to be. I'll see you again, Taurus woman, in the next lights, the next whispers from the universe, and the messages waiting for you at the most sacred timing. If you felt something touch your heart today, if every word resonated with you, made you feel understood, accompanied, uplifted, let me know where you are on your journey in the comments. Just one comment could be the guiding light for someone else who feels lost. And if you believe that messages like this deserve to reach hearts searching for light, please share this video as a gift of love. You might just be the one to bring a miracle to someone you've never even met. If you want to continue receiving healing and inspiring messages like this, hit that subscribe button right now as a way of saying, I choose to keep walking this journey with an open heart. And finally, Taurus, wherever you are, whoever you are, no matter how hurt you've been, I believe you are still protected, still heard, and still loved more than you've ever known. We will meet again in those moments when the universe knows you need someone to whisper, I'm here, and you are not alone.